Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Mike is sitting in the CNS studio welcoming Mr. Chad Lang, former sergeant type. Sergeant Lane and I served together in 1-5 police advisor team. He is a motor T operator, correct, by trade, who went into MSG and then gets back to the Fleet Marine Force and goes with the police advisor team, which is a whole nother ball of crazy. And we had a lot of fun together during the workup, and then he gets stationed in Lashkar. But now he does HVAC stuff in Southern California. It's a crazy story, folks, so we're glad to have, without further ado, Mr. Chad Lane. Welcome.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, brother. So you're laid up at the house right now, huh?
Yeah, I'm just kicking it until I go to the VA for physical therapy here in a few minutes, or a couple hours, actually.
Oh, nice. So, a little convalescence.
Oh, yeah. Fun times.
Good stuff.
Just practicing for retirement.
You've got a solid shuffleboard stroke. So, tell...
I'm doing shots of prune juice, man. It's wild.
There's something wrong with us. So we're together at 1-5. Do you remember the first time we met? Do you remember it?
Yeah, I think it was in the 1-5 lounge over at
oh, it was
the barracks there when Captain Frank talked to us, I think.
Yep, right at the beginning. Well, and it was one of those to where we were all stroking our chins going, so how the fuck's this work?
Exactly. Like, that was like peak confusion right there because nobody knew what the hell we were doing.
Now, your background being motor T, how long did you actually spend doing your MOS in the Marine Corps?
Out of 8 years, and 3 or 4 different duty stations, about 7 minutes.
So you were MSG right out the gate?
No, I was I did it in Okinawa for 2 years, but while I was there, I was a range coach for a while, and then I was an admin clerk of all things, like in training NCO. So I was just always doing collateral shit, and it was actually kind of fun because I didn't have to, I was clean every time I went home. I wasn't like all covered in grease all the time. So I thought it was kind of cool.
Right. So then, what led toward Marine Security Guard detailed duty? What made you want to do that?
Well, it's just something different. It was something that not a lot of people got to do, and I got to travel the world when I was 21. So that was pretty nice. At the time I wasn't married, didn't have any kids, so it was just nice to see different things. Meet different ambassadors. I got to meet President Bush, Secretary Rice. So that was just really neat to me to go out and travel.
Yeah, dude, the stories coming out of the MSG guys are pretty crazy. You guys can't drive.
Yes, they are.
Right?
Absolutely.
There's a cook. Is that true? Does every duty station have a cook?
There's a cook. There's a
Do you get a taste
driver
tester?
rotation. So you get you just get hauled around in a Suburban all the time, wherever you got to go. We're physically not allowed to drive as watchstanders, so they had to provide drivers for us, and it was pretty cool. It was neat.
So you got the full millennial lifestyle. You're in the back with your cell phone, traveling the world. Somebody else driving for you. There you go. See?
Exactly.
Visit your
the only downfall is I wasn't able to get my gender reassignment surgery done with it, but I'll take the good with the bad.
Maybe you don't want that with the naval healthcare system. Just saying.
Well, yeah, they're considering they're still using the amputation kits from the Civil War. Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
Give them a little ether and turn that Audi into an innie.
Yeah, we're out of painkillers. Wait, where's that numbing stuff for cold sores? Let's use that. That'll work.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, enjoy that trip to the VA. Jesus. Yeah, every episode is like a Marine recruiting commercial. Let me tell you what. It's fantastic.
That sounds about right.
So straight on MSG duty, did you come to 1-5 right after that?
Yeah, I did. I came directly from my last post on MSG directly to 1-5. So.
And then culture shock.
Yeah, that was something different. Because I had never been in the stateside fleet unit before. I had been in the fleet in Okinawa, but not in the States. So that part was different to me, and being in the infantry was a little bit different too. So yeah, that was a trip.
Yeah, the infantry is a little fucking crazy.
Just a bit.
But I'll tell you what, though, if you're trying to figure out why the PX was ever out of S-clips, it's because Chad Lane went in there and bought them out of stock. Got every fucking S-clip you could fucking imagine. Big ones.
I bought them at a tri-wall.
Jesus Christ. This kit was full of S-clips all over the damn place. S-clips.
But now I've graduated to carabiners.
I remember we were sitting in the hooch, and I'm putting together my kit, and I look over, and you're doing the exact same thing. And it was the same thing I actually did with a lot of the guys who were my senior Marines in Ramadi. You were like, all right, man, you been there? I'm going to put my shit together the way that you put your shit together. And
absolutely.
I was a little humbled by that. I was like, hey, man, that's all right. That's pretty cool.
Well, definitely, because, I had no background of it. That was the first time I'd ever worn a plate carrier, because the stuff they gave us on MSG duty, that's all just, it'll get you by, but it's all just real basic flak jackets. There's really nothing to it. So,
now were those the
there was a lot of learning as you go.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Talk to that though. You were a sergeant when you came back to the fleet. Off MSG.
Yeah, that part was a little. That was a challenge, because you come in as an E5, the sergeant, and you really don't know what the hell you're doing, because you just spent 3 years doing something that's completely out of your MOS, and then you come back and you're in charge of people that know more than you. So it's a little bit awkward, but you just kind of take it one day at a time and ask questions, and you figure it out like everything else.
Yes, you adapt to the situation.
Pretty much,
Well, when people are like, kind of explain that in a story, I often tell them about our workup for Sangan, getting to Leatherneck and being briefed, we're not going there. And then flying up to the Kajaki Dam area. And it's kind of like, what the hell is going on here? And getting the battle plan, getting the briefing. Now, how long were we together in Kajaki before you departed off?
It wasn't long at all. I don't think I was there more than a couple of weeks before they sent me to Lash, if that. Because I went down with Preston, the DynCorps guy, pretty quick, and then I ended up, I think he came back, and then my ASRs kept getting rolled, and I got stuck down there. So I spent very little time in Lash, in Kajaki,
And this is what we would often do in the hooch. I need you to know this. Paul and I would do this. We would just randomly, it was like calling for the lost man. Chadwick, where are you? I forgot. He's in Las Vegas. Pablo would call over the radio. Chadwick. True story.
Your cries went unanswered.
I know. It's because anytime we were bitching about something, about needing a fucking AC in the hooch or some shit like that. Chadwick, get us an AC. Chadwick. That's what Kachala was doing. Kachala was calling up, Kachala, Chadwick, need HVAC. It's so ironic. You're an HVAC now. You know,
that is ironic. I didn't even know what that meant at the time I was there. But
So describe Lash. Like your living quarters, whatever. How'd they have you laid out?
Well, it was just like I think it was just like a big GP tent. So it was pretty comfortable. They just had, big, like bunk beds in there, almost like you'd have in boot camp with mattresses and stuff. But they may have even had AC. I can't remember. But I slept well. And then they had nice actual brick and mortar showers and hygiene facilities, because Lash Kargah used to be an R&R base when the Russians invaded Afghanistan back in the 70s and 80s. So it was actually pretty well outfitted, and they had a little KBR chow hall with, hot food 3 times a day, small PX, you get what you needed there, and nice gym. We'd run on the flight lines, for PT, and it wasn't a bad setup at all. It was, it wasn't quite as fancy as Leatherneck, but it was a whole lot more amenities than Kajaki or PB Gambati by far. So it was pretty cool.
So here's the picture that we painted for everybody who asked where your logistics guy went. Have you folks ever seen 300 Xerxes tent? That is exactly where Chad is living right now, in Xerxes tent. There's hot naked women everywhere who just wait on him hand and foot. And then he answers the phone every once in a while. And he's got to move some things around. Got to tell some Russian pilot guys, which I always find the most irony in. The Russian pilots running logistics up to Kajaki, helping the Afghans. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, yeah. It's like a really bad affirmative action program. It just doesn't.
It's awesome. It's fantastic. You should have seen the look on Austin's face the first time that he got to run out and do the whole red tab job, like with the hook and everything else like that. Because he's already a babyface, babyface killer. And he's like, oh, man, this is going to be awesome. And he runs out there and fucking he's got the hook. And the hook's all wobbly. He's like, whoa, he's trying to do the fucking hook. Oh, my God, dude. Oh, God. Just the thought of that right there. Whew. I must have dropped a third nut laughing at that. Oh, man.
That's awesome.
Oh, God. Dude, I'm telling you, it was always so funny. Because that's always the image in my head. Like, a lot of people, they have different things. Like, oh, yeah, I have no idea. Just a helicopter shows up and we get the shit off of it. Oh, not me. I used to picture Chadwick in Xerxes' tent PTing like a... PTing in his tan chonies with his boots and his gas mask on Lash. Right? So that people think he's SAS. What? Oi! Oi! What's for chow? Running around. That's always... Because it's a Brit base. Hanging out with the Brits, man.
They were fun. They were a blast. There's actually a few Aussies there too. Not many, but a couple.
Yeah, man.
They were interesting.
Now, what branch of service were the Brits?
They had some of the Royal Air Force, and they also had this. I'm probably going to butcher because I don't remember the exact titles, but they had the 4 Scots. And then the Royal Marines were there. So they had a little of everything.
Yeah.
But the Scottish regiment, of course, nobody could understand those. They had Terps. But
No.
Everybody else you could.
You're kidding. They honestly had interpreters for the Scottish regiments?
Oh, yeah, I'm totally kidding. Yeah, we can understand the signs.
Because for like Gaelic or some shit like that in the Irish side of things, I would totally understand. Like if they showed up and they all speak Gaelic. Like, fuck you. We're not going to speak English. So they've got one guy who interprets Gaelic. That I could totally see. So if the Scots, spoke some, like, crazy-ass language, and we're like, fuck you, we're not going to speak English. Yeah, Braveheart, of course.
It's just their dialect of English is so
Right.
rough. I mean,
Right.
It makes Groundskeeper Willie look like the final product out of a King's Speech or something.
Oh,
I mean,
my
it's just
God. Oh, my God. That's good. No, that's good. And they both wear kilts. Royal Marines, though. Those guys are fucking crazy.
Yeah, from what they say, it sounds actually harder than like our Marines.
Way harder.
Their training and stuff. It sounds freaking brutal.
But I gotta say this, though. I'm pretty sure that they make more money. And also, their big boy rules, less fuck games. I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Oh, by far, yeah.
But they get wet way more often than I would like to get wet. That's some bullshit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they get thrown around pretty hard. I think they all go through like cold weather training just as their like boot camp, so to speak. They all go on like some 30-mile hike or whatever, and it's just as their boot camp requirements, not as out in the fleet. So, yeah, it's pretty wild.
I knew Royal Marines who knew Helen Keller jokes. So they had to have served with Americans. It's a telling sign. Did you know Helen Keller?
We corrupted them.
Did you know Helen Keller had a playground in her backyard?
No, neither did she.
There it is. Oh, man.
Oh, that's wrong.
It is. It's all good. It was a cold spot in hell, reserved for folks like us. You're going to be over there counting your S-clips for eternity, licked by the flames range. Mike, how do you get your kids set up? Do I need to buy more S-clips? Dude, your obsession with S-clips was phenomenal, and I love the fact that you got away with it. I think that's the easiest way to put it. I think...
Because a lot of them were Coyote Brown, so they didn't really stick out as much. I just realized that now.
Oh, man. Man, that's good stuff. Seeing you truck around the desert.
My dummy cords, it was awesome.
Oh, dude. So good. But I mean, brilliant at the same time, because it's like, they do work for everything. And you need to dummy cord, right?
Yeah, it's practical. I just got a little carried away with it, but I apologize for nothing.
Oh, man. So good. So good. Now, what I especially loved, and this is still talking workup, I loved doing accountability because I was one of those guys who just kind of didn't really give a fuck. I would do like remember how I would walk around 15 minutes prior just to make sure that all of you guys were alive? And then we would come down, do the muster thing, and then try to get the fuck away from the flagpole as quick as possible. That was always my goal. Let's do this and then get the fuck out of here. All right, fantastic. Numerous times I would show up in your barracks room. You would be laid out in like your underwear and your socks watching Seinfeld. It's
I know, it's the best.
Oh, it's so good. I'm like, look at this motherfucker. He's single, sergeant, barracks, all to himself. Oh, and he's watching Seinfeld on a projector.
It was the best.
Dude, your setup was legit, bro. Seriously,
it was
legit.
So awesome.
Oh my
loved
God.
it. And then on Friday nights I'd go out and get Chinese food. So I'd sit in my room and eat Chinese food while watching Seinfeld. Like it was like the most stereotypical 80s thing ever.
So there you go, folks. You need to leave us your comments on how you hooked up your barracks room. Pictures are preferred. GIFs if you so choose. But I'm not really a GIF guy. Well, sometimes I'm a GIF guy. Follow us on Facebook, social media, everything else at Cigars and C. So that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, that's what we're on. And it just kind of like goes all over whatever. It's at Cigars and C. And then we'll talk to you guys later on about some of our collaborators. Those are other veteran-led businesses. And then clientele, so to speak. But stick with us. So, Chad Lane, in your sweet barracks setup, did you play any video games in there?
I did not. I was
Not a
never
gamer.
into video games.
Not a gamer.
No.
See, I picture you in there kind of doing virtual reality in your underpants with the gloves, kind of like stepping through the muck, right? You know what I mean?
That's you get your fantasies mixed up, dude. Now, that's
Roger that. Now, are you a tighty whitey or a boxer guy?
Boxer briefs, actually.
Yeah, I already knew the answer to that question.
Yeah,
if you
the Mustang of underpants.
I'm a boxer brief guy myself. Once you find one kind of underwear, don't you just kind of go with it? You know what I mean?
Absolutely, because why change?
Yeah, well, and I don't mean a category. I don't mean in between boxer brief and brief. I mean, I have found my lifelong underpants. And I'm not going to tell you people about it because then you're going to go out and buy them out of stock. But when I see, like, boom, them's my underpants. They're all the same color, same brand, same size, of course. I found my lifetime underpants.
Yes, I would definitely agree.
You're in the same boat? You've got this...
I am as of about July last year. I finally found the perfect material.
I feel like I need to congratulate you.
Heavenly. I did boxer briefs for like 15 years, and then I found the specific type of material that's super comfortable. And yes, my life is not complete.
See, stuff like that.
And I have a family and kids and wife too, but the main thing is the underwear.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah. You are a family man, which means you can't be strutting around in your underpants as much anymore, can you?
Not as much, unfortunately, but that's a small price I pay for perpetuating my gene pool and gracing the world with my presence after I'm gone. So.
You're gracing the world with your presence. Oh my God, that's so good. Now, your wife's a veteran also.
She is. She's a National Guard vet.
You guys have an awesome story how you met. Would you like to share it?
Absolutely. So, my wife was using the facilities one time, and she saw for a good time call this number, and it was my phone. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about that. We had actually met on eHarmony of all things. And both of us had forgotten we'd even set the accounts up, and we just got random emails that we matched one day, because they'll send you like pages and pages of people that you don't actually click with. It's just random people. But we were a match, and our first date was the Marine Corps ball after we got back, and I think about a year later we got engaged, and a year after that, 10 months later, we got engaged, and then we got married about a year later on the Marine Corps birthday in 2012. So it's definitely an interesting story. So we're coming up on 6 years married this fall.
That is awesome. And I was sitting at your table at the first ball that you guys met, that you came together at. And
that's right.
That was really cool, being able to sit at that table and hear this story now. I want you to know. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That is very, very cool. Well, and Chad Lane, I consider a brother. We served together, went down range together. You're hanging out in Xerxes' tent. We went to Gumbati together. Oh, my God.
What a shit show that was.
That's what it's going to be. When we die and go to hell, we're just going to ship us back to Gumbati.
That sounds about right.
50-50, do 25 and 25. Like, what? What does that even mean? Every 15 minutes we rotate? Yes! Like, what? And it's freezing. Now it's hot. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be unique-o. Remember, it used to drop. Well. It drops down to a bone-chilling, like, 93 degrees at night. But you're honestly cold. What is that about? Why?
That was weird.
It's just, your body gets used to like 140 and then it drops, 50 degrees and you're like, ugh, need a poncho liner.
Yeah, exactly. And it's almost as hot as Bakersfield, California. But
Oh, Lord. All right. Factoid for the day, because Bennett usually does it near the ends of the episode.
okay.
Let me put it to you like this. Most comfortable way you found to sleep in a cot?
In a cot, what would be on my air-filled mattress?
Well, yeah, I
On
mean,
top of the cot.
obvious choice. Yeah.
Like a good snob.
See what I mean, folks? Xerxes tent. That's what I'm talking about. Motherfucker was hooked up on my air-filled mattress, which he got that air. We got ours at the same time. I had an air-filled mattress also. I shouldn't talk shit. But
That was the best thing ever.
do you pop out the bottom thing, the bottom cross? You know what I'm talking about? I don't even put it in. Right? So when I put
on the cot?
On the cot.
No, I put it on.
Okay, so on the cot, I never put in the bottom so that my feet, your ankles, because you're a tall fella as well. I know that your ankles go over the end; they have to.
Right.
It's the
What
best
I
way.
did is I just put the pillow up over the top cross piece, and that brought me up far enough to where I wouldn't hang off, or at least not by much. Because if I left it off, it would get slack in the material. So I'd like to keep it tight. That's why I put it on.
Lap of luxury, folks. Lap of luxury. You know what that is? That's white privilege right there. I don't know why. I don't know why I use that voice or how that fits into a scenario. Yeah, you and the Brits, you know how to. You're pretty freaking hoity-toity now. So, all right, in leaving the Marine Corps, you are in HVAC now. I don't know if you want to share who you're with or what you're doing or what what the fuck happened?
Well,
How'd you get out?
I work for a national accounts company, so we mostly do like Target stores, Calvin Klein, things like that. It's really nice. I've been with them about a year. I did residential and some light commercial for about just shy of 5 years first, and yeah, it's been fun. It's something I can just kind of do my own thing, make my own schedule a lot of the times, and it's all problem solving stuff, and I really enjoy it. It's been a good trade for me, and we definitely have a trade shortage right now. So if you know somebody who is mechanically inclined and is not afraid of work, you can put my email in the show notes, and I can try and help them out if they want to get a job. Because we definitely need it, and it's a very, very stable career. It's definitely good job security in it.
Nice. Well, include that in the show notes. If you want to say it on here, we definitely can.
Sure.
Yeah.
My email is chadlane04@gmail.com.
So that's LANE, Lima Alpha November Echo 04, right?
That's right.
All right, cool. So you folks get in touch with him as far as HVAC, skilled trades, that type of good stuff. It's awesome having you on the show, brother.
Thanks, man. It's glad to be here.
It's been a long time coming. I'm glad that we could sort this out.
4 years?
Something like that. But yeah, dude, this is fantastic. And it's amazing how many other guys and gals leaving the service wound up going into the skilled trades route. There are a lot of other contractors that are out there, residential contractors, seeing success with HACOA, the Home Repair Network. You've heard me mention before, they're a collaborative, they're a client of iParagraph. We are helping them in making their vision of an expansion a reality. If you folks are interested in skilled trades and where skilled labor and knowledge workers meet, that is HACOA, and that is a referral network for providing contractors hot leads directly to folks who are in need. From a homeowner's perspective, it's a one-call concierge service directing contractors directly to your doorstep. So If you folks are interested in HACOA and all that it has to offer, check out hacoa.5paragraph.com. That's HOCOA.5paragraph.com. And if you want to learn more about 5 Paragraph and the 5 Paragraph business plan, just head on over to 5, like the number, like the digit, not spelled out, the number 5paragraph.com, and you'll see us and the team and some of the other folks from Cigars and Sea Stories, because they're kind of one and the same. You know, it's like this and the speaking stuff, and yeah, we do a whole bunch of crazy shit. But if you're following along, be sure to share with your network, especially across Facebook and all of your different groups and all of that other stuff, and follow us on Instagram and social at Cigars and Sea. And thank you to all of our collaborators who are out there, Heroes Media Group, Spartan Media, McPherson Marketing Group. You guys rock, and we be sure to include you guys on every single episode. Thank you so much for being a part of the Cigars and Sea Stories family. Whew. Chad, I'm done. Thanks, man.
Need a breather after that one.
Well, you know, you got to recognize the folks who support you along that journey.
Gotta pay the bills. That's right.
You know what I mean? They're awesome people. So, kind of like yourself. All right, dude. Thanks so much for being a part of Cigars and Sea Stories. Thank you so much to everybody who's out there in Radio Land. And take care, be well. And on that note, we cue the music.